Hi friends, I am your Sri Ram. Today is Hanuman Jayanthi. Hanuman is the most revered deity of the Hindus. He is also known as Bajrang Bali. According to the Parasara Samhita, Anjaneya was born on Vaisakha Bahula Dasami. But Hanuman Jayanti is celebrated on different dates in some parts of the country. Some will celebrate on a week after the end of Sri Navami in the month of Chaitra, that is, on the full moon day. Some others on Vaisakha Dasami. Keralites celebrate in the month of Margashira. Some people celebrate on Chaturdasi in the month of Kaarteeka. Followers of Dvaita Siddhanta celebrate Hanuman Jayanti with utmost devotion and equals him as Mukhya Prana Devataru. According to some legends, this day also celebrated as Hanuman Vijayotsava for his victory over the slaying of Nikumba demons. Legend has it that Hanuman was born with an element of Shiva also. Anjaneya is stated to be immortal or Chiranjeevi. He is still living on earth and said to be next creator of the universe. This means he will be called as Brahma after this Kali Yuga. For those who worship him with pure devotion, not only they get rid of the sufferings, but the effects of the Saturn Graha will also be shunned away. On this day, devotees of Hanuman takes fast all through the day and worship with reciting his names and Sundarakanda. Chanting of his name itself chases all bad spirits. That is to say, Swapakale pathe nityam yatra kale vaisakha tasya mrityu bhayam nasti sarvatra vijayi bhavet. Kalau Kapi Vinayakau means Ganesha and Hanuman are the only gods who immediately bestows good wishes upon their devotees in this Kali Yuga. Yatra yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam tatra tatra Krutamasta Kanjalim Bhashpavari Paripurna Lochanam Marutim Namata Rakshasantakam. Wherever the chanting of Lord Sri Rama takes place, there appears Hanuman with folded hands. According to Shiva Mahapurana, Kamba Ramayana and Parasara Samhita, Punjika Sthala, a dancer in the abode of Indra, the king of heaven, was cursed to take birth that of an ape on earth. She married a beautiful ape named Kesari. They worshipped Shiva with devotion for the sake of their offspring. Then they were blessed with a son, that is Anjaneya. This explanation would be incomplete if we did not mention the two most important persons in this context. One is Goswami Tulsidas and the other is S RAMARAO. Let us take a look at the history of Tulsidas. Goswami Tulsidas was born in 1532 in UP to Atmaram Dubey and Hulsi Devi. Tulsidas looked like a 5-year-old boy when he was born. The parents were given up to raise him to their servant maid Munia for fear of his distinctive appearance and his inauspicious birth star. Janika Janani Tyajo Janami. Tulsidas himself quoted this in one of his writings that he was abandoned by his own parents on his birthday itself. Muniya Dasi, who raised him, also died. A saint named Baba Narahari Dasu took up the responsibility of raising him and also performed his marriage with a beautiful girl. One fine day, Tulsidas' wife Ratnavali went to her parents' house. Upon hearing this news, Tulsidas, unable to bear the separation of his wife, set out to reach her. It was a gloomy night accompanied by a torrential downpour. During such a terrible night, he crossed the Ganges to meet his wife. His wife Ratnavali, deeply perturbed by this act, and advised him to divert the attention towards the Lord Rama instead of loving her mortal remains. From then on, Tulsidas has become disillusioned and engaged in devotion to Sri Ramachandra. Ayodhya and Kasi have become the abodes of Tulsidas. He completed the epic Ramacharita in 2.5 years. Tulsidas, though he is a great scholar in Sanskrit, he wrote Ramayana in Awadhi language. His Ramayana was equally revered with that of Valmiki Ramayana, and he is said to be the incarnation of Valmiki. He also wrote the Chalisa on Anjaneya. This Hanuman Chalisa has read by Hindu devotees from all over the world regardless of their place and language. It is said to be an inspiration for writing Hanuman Chalisa is connected to this real incident. Once upon a time during his pilgrimage to Pandaripuram, his routine meditation was distracted by a blind man's fall on him. As soon as Tulsidas raised the blind man, he got his sight. He fell on Tulsidas' feet in ecstasy. He praised Tulsidas as Lord Vithoba of Pandaripuram, to which Tulsidas replied that this is not my glory, I am a layman. Lord Vithala gave you the eyes. Learning of this incident, Akbar Padshah ordered Tulsidas to perform such magics in his presence and receive the rewards. Tulsidas denied his invitation since he is not a magician. Angered by his response, Akbar summoned his knights and ordered Tulsidas to be whipped. As soon as they started to whip him up, Tulsidas' prayer to Lord Rama made them remain motionless. The knights, including Akbar, were threatened by innumerable monkeys with horrible looks and shouts. Akbar was shocked and left in a state of disorientation. Realized his mistake, he fell at Tulsidas' feet and repented. Tulsidas prayed Hanuman with 40 stanzas. All these were revered as Hanuman Chalisa throughout the world. Sri Guru Charana Saroja Raja Nijamana Mukhura Dhari Varanau Raghu Vara Vimala Jo Dayaka Falachari Buddhihina Tanu Janikai Sumirau Pavana Kumar Bala Buddhi Vidya Dehu Mohi Harahu Kalesa Vikar. He built the Sankat Mochan temple in Varanasi and he died in 1623. Next is S RAMARAO. He was born on March 7, 1921 in a village of Andhra Pradesh. His parents Moparthi Rangayya and Mangamma were staunch devotees of Lord Sitarama. Ramarao has been singing since his childhood. He was educated at Hindu college. Ramarao was married to Lakshmi in 1942. They have one daughter and two sons. He practiced Carnatic classic music for 5 years. He was the first playback singer in the history of Telugu cinema. In 1970, his eldest son Babu Rao joined the Indian Air Force as a pilot. His whereabouts are unknown during the 1971 war with Pakistan. Both the parents frightened and started worshipping Hanuman for the well-being of their son. After a while, their son returned home safely. Thus, Sri Hanuman became their favorite deity. With this inspiration, he wrote Hanuman Chalisa and Sundarakanda. From 1972 to 1974, Ramarao translated Hanuman Chalisa from Hindi to Telugu and sang it on the radio. Sundarakandamu, a part of the Ramayana, and Hanuman Chalisa, both were written and sung by him. These two have brought much lauded laurels of name and fame to him. He died of natural causes on April 20, 1992 in Hyderabad. Apadamapahartaram Dataram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Sriramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamayam. Jai Sri Ram. Friends, మీకు ఈ వీడియో నచ్చినట్లయితే లైక్ చేయండి, షేర్ చేయండి, సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేయండి. థ్యాంక్ యూ.